Hello, everyone. My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is August 12th, 2022, and it's happening. What's happening, you may ask? The violent, explosive breaking of long-standing resistance in the cryptocurrency markets. That's what's happening. And I know what you're thinking. Dean, I'm looking at the Bitcoin chart that you're sharing right now, and it looks the same as it did yesterday. It looks the same as it did 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 days ago. What are you talking about? Well, I'm going to show you what the explosive break looks like in some other assets, okay? Again, the cryptocurrency markets are correlated, highly correlated to one another, okay? I know a lot of people like to look at traditional market correlations, dollar index correlations, transportation index correlations, all that stuff. That's good and well. But what's the good in looking outside of your asset class if you have even stronger correlations within, right? People can look at price action, analyze price action, and then analyze the price action of other cryptocurrency assets, showing you that very same pattern, those very same patterns. And what's very interesting about this is you expect these other altcoins to do it before Bitcoin. Why? It's because it's alt season. These altcoins are going to run more than Bitcoin. When they were dumping, when they were dropping, what did you expect? You expected the altcoins to dump harder than Bitcoin, right? So in that same vein, when they're pumping for a price and market and trend reversal, you should expect that very same thing for altcoins to pump harder than Bitcoin. This is what we call alt season, okay? And you can see confirmation of this if you look at Bitcoin dominance. We may or may not do that depending on what time we have during this update, but Bitcoin dominance is the lowest it's ever been. It's around 40% now, and it's threatening to dump even lower, okay? So don't be surprised that Bitcoin's lagging a bit. However, just looking at the daily chart, we have Bitcoin and what it's been doing up until now, right? Quick recap. You have a nice bullish pattern, a cup and handle, and you're pretty much testing this resistance between 24 and 25K, and you have been doing so since, late July, right? So for about a month, July 19th or 12th, for almost a month, you've been testing this resistance at between 24 and 25K. And what's interesting about this is now you're at a point where you're threatening to break it. Now, so remember what happened the last time we tested it? We got this wave 2 correction right here, you see. And people were saying, you see, it's going to dump. But what did it do? It snapped right back up. And that wave 2 correction respected the 618 Fibonacci extension of this advance. So again, you have all of the indications that this is an uptrend and that these rejections, quote unquote, are just healthy retracements, right? They're healthy retracements, consolidations, preparation for a move, a more violent move up and through the resistance, not necessarily a rejection of the resistance, okay? Now, what do we see since? Okay, we have a move up again into the 24, 25K region. We did that. We peaked on the 8th, and we came back down. We came back down for an intermediate, or would you call it a minor? Because this line right here is the intermediate. This line that I'm showing you right here, this is the intermediate count. This line that doesn't have any lines, or this wave count that's circled, is the primary count, okay? So we have the primary and the intermediate count, and both are kind of guiding us, mapping Bitcoin's price action to the upside. If you've been following the channel, you'll know about that. I'm going to talk about it in a second. However, What's really interesting about the most recent test of the 24 to 25K region is that we wicked above it. We wicked above this band. We're making higher highs here, okay? That's indicative of a sustained move to the upside. When you're testing crucial resistance and you're making higher highs, you should know that it's likely to break up and out. When you're testing crucial resistance and you're making lower lows, that's indication of a rejection. So people were saying that, oh, it's likely to be rejected. That 24, 25K is not going to break. They're very likely in for a surprise for a lot of reasons. The other thing I'll say is this: if you're going to break this 24, 25K region, there goes your bear market. That's your change of trend. I underestimated, and if you're subscribed to the channel, you'll know I was talking about this 24, 25K region, but I kind of like downplayed it. I said we're going to have a brief respite, brief kind of stopover at 24, 25K, come back down, and then I thought 30K was going to be the big test, right? 30K may still prove to be decent test, but I don't think 30K is going to be what 24 to 25K was. Just basically 24 to 25K represented resistance in Bitcoin for 50 plus days. I don't think we spend more than 30 days in the 30K region. Here's what I think we're going to do in the 30K region. Let me make our primary count. Let me turn the opacity on, and so you can see the lines. So here's what I think we're going to do for 30K. And here I've got my moon lunar phase indicator on, and you can see, look what happened. So the new moon, the full moon was on the 11th. I don't know why it's not printing here, but sometimes it prints just a couple days or a few days after the full moon. But we're likely to get a full moon pump. And that's exactly what you're seeing here. And look, last time there was a full moon pump. Last time there was a full moon pump. New moon dump. New moon dump, right? These things are eerily consistent, okay? They're not perfect, but there's data to suggest that they're, to a statistically significant rate, these things are reliable, okay? So this is pretty much what I'm seeing. I'm seeing us coming in and testing. So basically we're in this intermediate wave count, right? I think we're going to 30K. We're going to reject off of 30K briefly and then come back up and make the higher high here. Testing this high of 32.4. I think we're going to make a higher high here in this fifth wave, come up, maybe hit 33. And then I see a wave 4 retracement, retesting this ever so important 24, 25K region that took us 50 plus days to break. I think that is likely retested in a wave 4, a deep wave 4 retracement, okay? But again, the trend has changed, okay? And it's happening. How do I know it's happening? Not just this very subtle test of this 24, 25K region with higher highs, not just zoom in on the 4-hourly time frame showing right over here. So on the 4-hourly time frame, you can see the full moon. It's likely to pump right here. See, we just changed. So the 24, 25K was tested with 5 waves up. If you go into the smaller time frame, you can count 5 waves in here. ABC correction down here and a pivot. So this, again, you're respecting the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement of your pumps. If you do nothing else but count this wave retracements of your pumps or your dumps and just look at the golden mean, was the golden mean violated or not, you would kill as a trader with knowing nothing else, right? Again, do you see 0.618 is at 23,471. We didn't even come close to it, all right? But if we were to break it, then maybe, you're talking about some sort of trend reversal on a small time frame. But here, every single time you see 5 waves, not in corrective fashion, but 5 actual waves that are part and parcel of the advance of the impulse. You always see the 0618 respected. Your uptrend will continue. As I've been saying on this channel, it's very likely to continue. And I actually hate this and love this. All right. Why do I hate and love this? I hate it because, as a trader, I do these things. I've got a ton of trades, right? And some of them are going to be for short-term spending. I'm, just to pay, expenses, my living expenses, and I'm waiting to get paid. I'm waiting all this time. I'm accumulating. I got trades in 150% profit, 80% profit, 200% profit. I'm like, okay, that's great. But I'm not going to take profit until the big move happens. I am not going to take profit until this period, this area, this big jump, this quantum leap of price action takes place. I'm not taking profit before then. So I've been sitting on my hands waiting to take profit of positions that are in profit. Less savvy, kind of more less astute investors and traders took profit, the same day the CPI data was recorded. They were scared and they didn't recognize the uptrend. Yet and still, guys, look laterally. Let's even look at our own watch list, okay? Telcoin. Everything in this watch list is something that I'm directly exposed to, by the way. And you see here, you've made the higher high ever so slightly in Telcoin, and you're about to break this resistance. In Telcoin, this represents a 60-day resistance that you're breaking, okay? But now let's look in the larger general watch list, and you can see big movers, okay? Let's refresh it. DFYN, big move to the upside, shattering, obliterating this resistance. This is the violent move. This is the impulsive, move that I was talking about out of this long-standing resistance, okay? And in this asset, DFYN, this represented a 120-day resistance, okay? And you actually pumped yesterday from this area right here. So you didn't even wait to get to the neckline. You just pumped straight through it. Obviously, this is a very aggressive retracement, retest, but it's still in an uptrend, okay? So, you can expect these things in the market. Balancer did the same thing. A little less aggressive of a retracement than DFYN, but you see, you're breaking these long-standing resistances and you're reestablishing an uptrend after a very, very, very long downtrend, a large bear market. The other one I want to show you is Anchor, right? Look at Anchor. Look at what it did, right? And again, this is on the full moon, almost on the day of the full moon, right? And what does the data suggest? 0 to 3 days prior to a full moon, price tends to be to find a low and pump from there. That's basically what the data suggests. 0 to 3 days after a full moon, you get these massive pumps, these local pumps in these trends, okay? Full moon happens yesterday. Actually, you got this, like the day of. And you see this massive pump in Anchor, okay? From where it was, it pumped like 60 or so percent. And that, again, was a break of massive resistance. And you pumped from the middle of this channel. You pumped from here. And you broke not only this resistance of 60 days here, but you also broke another resistance of 92 days. So again, like, you don't want to fool around with these things, okay? So I told you why I hate these things, because I hate waiting for paydays. But I love these things because I've just been shopping. I've been like, I can't help myself. The price isn't going to move yet. Okay, that's another opportunity. I'm going to build positions. So if you notice, my watch list is getting bigger and bigger by the day because I can't help myself. I opened the new position most recently in SHIB, and in VRA and in XRP, and just a little bit of strategy as a trader, right? Because a lot of us are traders here. What I did was I opened positions with little bits, right? Smaller positions, but higher leverage, because I'm reading these moves, and I've gotten a lot of data here, and this move is quite mature. So I'm looking at SHIB, for instance, and it's almost unmistakably an inverse head and shoulders, right? That's about to pop any minute now. High probability. Nothing's for sure. Nothing is certain. But I could then put a small position, high leverage, right? And I'm just using my skills in, using a very conservative stop limit, but a very wide margin, giving that trade the chance. That trade is already in profit, well into profit. Same with VRA. Opened a VRA position on leverage, high leverage, okay? High margin. Well, not that high margin. No, not for VRA. It was XRP that I opened for 20x leverage, right? Small position, just because it's like right on the precipice of the move, right? I'm not doing this in the beginning of, kind of the postulate, and theorizing that, okay, this is a large time frame reversal. No, I'm not doing it then. It's towards the end, right before, like, I'm reading the AB bases, like this, guys. It's all about risk management. And even if I were to be wrong and lose those positions, I wouldn't care, because they're really small positions, high leverage, so it's big risk, big reward. But my largest positions, smaller risk, good size reward. So this is how you do it. I didn't know this before, and earlier in my career, right? I would just take risks willy-nilly. But there's a way to do this where you're still practicing good risk management, and you can open a bunch of positions on leverage or on spot and take advantage of these big moves. Okay, so this is what we're doing here, and that's why I see Bitcoin going where it's going. If you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Guys, let's zoom. Lastly, let's take off this moon phases indicator. We made that point, and let's just zoom in and see what's going on. Right, you're getting these massive wicks. Right, this is another telltale sign. Here, what you have in this move right here is you have a 5-wave move. Okay, actually, let's not do it here like this. Let me delete that. Let's just do it with a pen. Okay. So you have a 5-wave move here, okay? And what you have ensuing is a 3-wave move to the downside, okay? All of this is your AB basing, okay? This is why it's really important to understand these pivots, these consolidation reversal patterns, or else it's really hard to make sense of what price action is doing. A lot of people can read 5 waves, okay? Here you have your ending diagonal in wave 5, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's quintessential 5-wave move with the ending diagonal, okay? So that's really clear. And then you have a 3-wave move, right? A, B, C, retracing to between 382 and 618 of that wave, okay? So you got your 3-wave move. But once that's finished, 90% maybe of the market doesn't know what to do with this, and they freak out. This is our AB base, okay? And so if you really are interested in getting an edge, get familiar with AB basing, the 2 degrees of AB basing, your A wave, right? Your B wave, your A, B, and then pump. Get familiar with that. So this is not foreign to you, right? It's hard to read AB bases in that you're never really sure how big they're going to be. Sometimes they can last longer than the retracement itself. Sometimes they last less. But get familiar with them. You'll thank yourself. All right, that's it for me. Hope you're well. Have a great rest of your Friday, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Wreaking havoc on their drums. We cold getting dumb, getting crazy style. Late night, hype division. going off, making some decision about hitting them one at a time with these ill rhymes. My love at the door, free drinks